staff are putting the stickers all over the place. Yep. So there's one up on the grill.
I saw it, and
there's one on the drive-through.
Oh, I love it.
Manager by himself, he can run the whole store, see if the customers cook chicken, everything. And if there's no staff, he can do everything by himself.
You've got big concentrations of poverty where Pacifica and Maori people live. Yeah. And we have to ask, why is that? Yeah. How come people out the North Shore have a wonderful life with yachts and people in our communities are working for minimum wage?
I walked in and he goes, what are you doing here? And I was like, I'm working. He was like, oh, you don't have to work here. And I was like, why? And he goes, oh, we're all right.
He tricked you. Because you can say, no, I want to work. And he has to let you.
Rex was there too.
Rex was there too. Rex was right there.
Just sitting on the computer. Sucks.
I think after this strike, next time I visit with Rex, hopefully he pulls his socks up. Rosetta Vi's playing, man. Woohoo! New Zealand Idol. Yeah. Sweet, bro.
Some days I'm meant to be rostered on. He takes me off. Like, he tells me not to work. But, you're not allowed that. Once you're rostered, you have to work.
You haven't joined yet. $12 an hour starting rate. As you get more experience, you get more cash. Yeah. Enter youth rates. So if you're 17 or 16, you get paid for the same amount of work. How many uniforms you got?
Just one. When I tried to talk to Suresh about getting extra uniform because I worked 6 days straight, he said, do you want me to cut down my hours? He said, do you want me to cut down my hours? And I was like, straight away, No, I'll just wash. And my mum's getting fed up with it because she knows.
One uniform for 6 days shifts.
And every day is 8 hours. The uniform stinks.
Anyone who's working here on Sunday, we can get rostered to go to this meeting and get paid.
The more people, the better.
Yeah, that's the whole idea.
Become a member of Unite. We begin negotiations with your boss on these things. Yeah. We become your representative. Any problems, disrespecting you, pay, whatever's going on, you call us. We do our best to sort it out. There's a fee, 1% of your gross, no more than $4.50. So you earn $100, you give us $1. Fair?
Yeah, I have someone, on my side.
That's really what it's about. It's about having a little bit of power for us. Because when it's just the manager and you, the manager wins.
I won't miss this, man.
Nah, don't miss this one.
It's my first strike.
Yeah, bro.
So just anything you need me to help you with, give me a shout. I'll be here in 20 minutes.
Hey, thanks a lot, man.
So we got a lot of the workers there coming to the meeting. Ali's a pretty good delegate in there.
How they're trying to get it up there to $12 minimum, I think that's really good. Because I only get paid $9.50.
It was good. I met 4 workers in there that I hadn't spoken to before, and 3 of the 4 joined the union. I think there's a good mood in the store. Everyone's excited about the strike. There's a couple of problems that we picked up. Our guy's been kicked off his shift. I'm going to try and get him paid for that because I just want that culture to be ended in the store.
Well, things really started to get bad for workers in New Zealand from 1984 onwards with the election of the Longi Labour government.
Within those few years, we saw dramatic changes.
Everything became privatised, everything became user pays.
The problem was the unions didn't fight it here.
It took people by surprise because it came from a Labour government.
If a stand had been made then, I don't think we would have been in quite the situation we are now, because my view is that workers will fight, but if there's no leadership, then of course, how can they fight?
In 1990, National was elected. For them, it was completing the program, principally with a tax on social welfare, $1 billion taken out of the welfare budget, and then a major attack on the trade union movement.
So Labour had set the thing up, and then National then sort of finished the job.
And right through the 90s just drove hard with those policies to cement the working class into slavery effectively.
That idea of having a collective became quite foreign.
And the whole purpose, of course, is actually to smash the unions. That's the agenda, because they need to do that to drive the wages down.
No, that's Ali in the dark. The thing is, if we got a couple one of our delegates down there is kind of pulled out of the strike action. But so far, I've got about 14 of the workers confirmed for strike. So that's pretty good.
We are calling up all the McDonald's delegates to get them to come along to the Friday strike action down on Queen Street. And I organise on the airport McDonald's, so I'll be going out and organising all my delegates who have been itching for a fight for the last couple of months.
Andrew, okay. there's a constant battle for power between employers and ordinary people. So you got a real constant to work with. And like, I suppose that's what socialists should do, is be where workers are at, you know. Today I'm going to be talking to some more of the McDonald's workers. I've got a plan A, I've got a plan B, just in case plan A don't go well or if management gets word of what we're doing. So I'm going to go see some of the people in plan B. So either which way we'll have action in the city centre, and if cards go right, we'll have two. Ha ha ha.
United is unique because it's a small union, but we're out on sites every week. We see all our workers. We know what they're going through because we're from the floor as well.
A union is the workers, not the organisation, not the officers, not the cars, not the salaries. And that's what makes it so unique.
We couldn't operate in a traditional union style. We couldn't supply $50,000, $60,000 a year salaries and a 9-to-5 existence.
In the end, if the state can attack your bureaucracy or your structures, if that's what your whole union relies on, which many do, then you're going to fall over, or at least cower and do what you're told. And I think we have to be completely independent and build it bottom up.
Hi, Lola. I'll just sit over here. I just want to talk to you about tomorrow, right? We're going to go ahead with the action, right? Yeah. And do you think there's a culture of fear in McDonald's?
I think so.
Tomorrow when we have our first strike, the culture will change.
McDonald's in New Zealand, 7,000, I think, 6,000 restaurant brands, 1,800 in Burger King, about 300 or 400 in Wendy's. I mean, these are big employers.
9 times out of 10, you're negotiating with the local representatives of an international company. Anything beyond the minimum has to be approved overseas.
Once we have the first strike tomorrow, all the other ones will go, when's our turn?
That's what
when's
I
our turn? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, there's kind of like a certain bloody art to pulling these things off. But there's all this confidence, and then there's all this fear. I will be talking to Nathan, see what the crack is with him, if he's got a little bit more confident. Because I've already talked last night to a lot of the other workers who work in there by phone, and all of them are up for strike.
Workers in New Zealand have been so beaten into the ground that we have to look for organising models that are going to respond to where people are at.
Poto from Queen Street McDee's. I'm scheduled to work tomorrow, but I'm keen on striking. So there we go. All right, guys, I'll be out in a minute.
No one had any intentions of organising the poor. Talk about it, you know, oh yes, we must do that, we must get to the youth, we must get to the migrant workers, the casualised, the service industries, yes, we must do that. And that's why we need the Labour Party in government. That's it, that's the plan.
Tomorrow, so we're going to have a meeting here in the store, and we're going to see what people want to do.
I grew up in a small town in New Zealand called Te Aomuru, and needed to get a job at age of 16 while I was at school. And where do you get a job? Either McDonald's, KFC, the warehouse or the supermarket. So started off at McDonald's and worked there for about 3 years on $8 an hour. Then I moved to the warehouse and then to the supermarket. So I had a taste of kind of employment for young people.
Unite has taken on the toughest area to organise. Casualised, part-time workers, working irregular hours, rostered here and there.
Wave to the camera there. And this is the militant leadership of KFC Balmoral. Okay. So I've got Sam here. Sam's 15 against youth rates. We've got Briar. Briar is pretty staunch, and they've given her a bit of crap, and she's stood up to it. And Lucia is part of a really staunch workforce here. Now, the big news is we've got Rosita Vi. Rosita Vi worked for KFC for 4 years. So she's actually a KFC worker.
We started first with Burger King. We moved on to KFC, moved on to McDonald's. We're now moving on to Wendy's. What became apparent was that no one of these was going to move on its own. That it required an overarching campaign, and that's where we came up with this idea of supersisemypay.com.
It's got 3 key issues: raise the minimum wage to $12 an hour, get security of hours, and also abolish youth rates.